Oh, health. Syringe, yeah. There's a syringe in an abandoned, dirty apartment. So, of course, if I feel a little under the weather, I'm going to stick that in my arm. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Great Leveler Gaming. I'm the Great Leveler. Today, we're finally playing Silent Hill 2. So excited. Silent Hill 2, the original one, was one of my favourite horror games. And if you follow the channel, you've heard me talk about it a lot. I've done a few of the trailer reactions. So I'm really excited for playing this game. There's so much that I do want to talk about. However, if this is going to be a faithful recreation, I know they've updated it, so there's going to be a lot of differences. But the initial part of the gameplay is walking through the woods for like 10 minutes with nothing happening. So, bearing that in mind, we're going to start, and then I can talk about it while we're just walking, rather than having you sit here just listening to me ramble. So, let's crack on, shall we? Oh, yes. So I know I said we're going to get straight into the game, but before we do, I forgot to mention this is the deluxe edition because, again, love the game, and for an extra £10, I thought, let's do it. But as you can see, we've got the Pyramid Head pizza box for some reason, Ronnie the rabbit, and Mira the dog. I actually love that. The Pyramid Head one kind of is quirky, it's fun, fits. But I really like that one. But we're not going to be using any of the masks for this playthrough because I think it's important to get the quality of the facial animations, at least for the first playthrough. So I'm going to get started. All the thing I need to do is just make sure that my inverted, which it never is, I'm sure the PlayStation is supposed to save all this information and it never does. Anyway, so again, I'm just keeping the standard options. I don't see the point in making it harder than it needs to be. I don't want to spend 30 minutes struggling with one puzzle. Yeah, with that being said, let's freaking crack on. Really looking forward to this. This is obviously such an iconic kind of cutscene from the original game, which is weird when you look back at it because it literally just kind of does that, and I don't really know why, but it just became such an associated image with the game. I think because it probably was, I mean, when you compare it to the first game, it just looks so good at the time, and it still looks quite good now, really. And I wasn't sold on the design of James in this one, but I have gotten used to it as time's progressed. I'm really bad. Sorry, I'm going to be talking a little bit to start with because there's not much happening, and oh God, it looks so good. But whenever the games and you get to choose all the color settings, the darks and the lights and stuff, I always just kind of leave it at the default. So I never know if I'm actually getting the most authentic experience, and it's something I really should try and get better at. And I did nice tiny subtitles, so you can still see them, hopefully, but they're not going to be as distracting. Oh. God, it looks amazing. I'm still not sold on the haircut, but it is, I'm assuming they're setting in the same time period as the original game, because why wouldn't they? So it is very much of the era. Water effects. Well, now we've chosen quality of the picture rather than frame rates.
I see that town.
The music.
Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did.
Because it's a shithole.
Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you.
I'm not too sure on those things floating at the bottom. That was very weird and out of place. I think it's supposed to be like leaves blowing in the wind, and then kind of like got like a black smear following them, which is supposed to be motion blur. But again, this is what happens when I choose quality over frame rate. I might change it later.
Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Could Mary really be here? Is she really alive?
I love watching the trees just sway though. It just feels so good. Is that me in control now? It is. Oh, seamless transition. All right, so let's have a look at James. He looks younger than what I was expecting, actually. Or is that just because I'm getting so much older now that he looks young? Younger, not... Hang on. No, I did them controls before we started. Oh, so I did the aim invert, but not the look invert. I mean, it should be the same for both. Oh, that's better. Okay, so I, as I've already said, love the original. And as such, love all the theories. And obviously, again, there was one theory that Mary's actually in the boot of the car. Oh, that was very jarring. That's a very useful map. So yes, so it looks like it's going to be the same long route through the graveyard before we even get to Silent Hill Ranch. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, I like that. I like it. So yeah, there was as I said, the theory was that she was in the boot. Sorry, I thought I heard something like breathing. I think it's just the atmosphere. And again, because the original game had a fixed camera, so we never got to see this way. So I'm going to, can I leave? Can I make the smart decision and just leave? I'm very surprised if it let me leave, but this would be great if there was like special credits rolling. Nah. It's like James decided not to search for his wife and left her to her fate. James is a bad husband, which we already know. So if you guys have never played Silent Hill 2, which I'm assuming you have, but if you haven't, there's a women's restroom. That makes a lot of sense. They've kind of really hidden that one. Did we actually use the bathroom, or did we just look ourselves in the face? I just want to explore a little bit, but I don't want to spend too long exploring because there's the actual rest of the game to get to. I now have lost track of what I was going. So I've played the original one. I've played it a number of times. I think I bought the original game about 3 times because I played it through, got 2 different endings, and thought there's no way I'm playing through it all again because it's such a slow starting game. And this is thoroughly closed, isn't it? You're going to comment on it, James? You want to say a word? Okay, fine. Yeah, so it's a slow-paced game, and I thought there's no way I'm sitting through all them slow bits just to try and get another ending. And so I sold the game. And then about 6 months later, I thought, you know what, I really want to play that game again. So I bought it again. Played through, I think I got the same ending I got the last time. And so sold it again. And then about a year later, I'm like, I've got to play that game again. Because it just has such a hold on me, this whole game, this whole world of Silent Hill 2. I just think it's the best one. I like Silent Hill 3. I never really played Silent Hill 1, which is why I'm kind of disappointed. They've jumped to remaking the second one. I get it, it's far more iconic. But it's still a shame that this is the one that they jumped to. But yeah, I absolutely loved it, and therefore it's a game that I've played excessively, and I can't remember how to get the different endings. I know there is one section where you're walking along a corridor and you hear Mary's voice, and depending on if you listen to the whole conversation or not is part of the factor to determine the ending. Little things like that, but other than that I can't really remember. So anyway, going back to the original point that we were bringing up, and this is why I wanted to start walking, because I knew there's going to be a long walking section at the start. This doesn't seem like a very safe place to be at all. Well, obviously it's not a safe place, it's Silent friggin' Hill. So anyway, the point that I'm getting to is I have played this game. I know the story. I know the story beats, even though this one's going to be slightly different, I know the beats of the story. Ooh, that's different. So I am going to be talking about this game, assuming that you guys know the story as well. I mean, I assume if you're watching this one's Let's Play, you're not too fussed for spoilers, and you'd like to discover it as I discover it, which is going to be slightly the case, but also not really the case, because I know it. So yeah, there will be spoilers mentioned beforehand. So just prepare yourself. I'm going to try and just react to it as it comes up. But if I accidentally say, oh, by the way, this is because of this, well, it's because I've already played it. Anyway, so the whole reason for this long section at the beginning of the game was that the original creator, and I'm not even going to bother trying to remember or pronouncing the name, but they wanted this walk to kind of discourage the players from turning around and going back, which is kind of like interesting. So this should be a save point, is it? All right, nice easy save. I'm assuming there's going to be...
It's like someone's groping around my skull.
I'm assuming that there's going to be automatic saves as well, because we are well beyond the time when we need manual saves. For those of you who never had PlayStation 2, you needed a memory card, which I didn't realise when I first bought PlayStation 2 and played a game for a good hour and a half and then died. I lost all my lives and I realised I had to start from the very beginning because there was no autosave and I didn't have a memory card. I was gutted. But yeah, so I'm assuming that them saves are more of a... so I can replay sections without having to play the whole thing again. I don't know. Oh, see, that wasn't too bad. The last one, the original one went on for a lot longer than that. And here we have good old Angela.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I was just...
Hey, it's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
How are you lost? There's one road. Yeah, I'm with you, girl.
Looking for Silent Hill? Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Yeah, James, you've even got a map that tells you there's only one road.
But... I think you should stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it. And it's not just the
A lot of
fog.
people complained about Angela's new look. I think it looks
Is it dangerous?
all right.
Maybe. It's kind of hard to explain, but
I'll be careful.
I'm
I
not
like that
lying.
little...
No, I believe you. It's just...
I can't remember the term for it, but the
I guess I don't
the
really...
camera's slightly skewed. That was a good choice. That's a lot. Well, the original game had a lot of...
But why?
I'm looking for
someone.
someone.
Yeah.
Someone very important to me.
Really shouldn't complain about James's hair with the way mine's looking today,
I'm
but
looking for my mama. I mean, my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either. I'm sorry, it's not your problem.
you're damn right it's not my problem.
I hope you find them.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, so the first part of this... Oh, we can go back and talk to her? Ooh, let's go and have a quick chat. See if she found them in a half a second since we left her.
Did you want anything else?
No, it's just... this fog.
Why is he like
Does it
leaning
seem
forward?
unsettling to you?
I guess.
Okay, well, thank you for that useful information. So this first video in this series is going to be a lot of me referring back to the original game because I was a big fan. But it was also a very long time since I played it that I don't remember everything about it either. My God, this looks gorgeous. Sorry, I breathed in funny there. I don't know if you could tell. So yeah, there's going to be like just a lot of talking about the game in general and my experiences with it. And then as we get into it, we'll really start reacting. But this first part's going to be nice and sedate. Now, ideally, I want to try and get to the closet with Pyramid Head, but I think that's going to take me a lot longer than one episode. So I'm not going to push my luck with it. So we're just going to see where we get to when we get there. But Silent Hill 2 was probably for me the first like game I played that really leaned into the psychological horror, because I played Resident Evil and that was very traditional horror. There's zombies and there's monsters and there's things hunting you, and this was the first game that like there's monsters in it, but there's God, sorry, I just love this environment. This is so gorgeous. I mean, that it feels like a real place at the moment. It just looks so good. And I think you get spoiled with the PlayStation 5 after a while as to how good things can actually look. But yeah, going back to what I was saying. Oh, I feel like something's watching me from the corner. Anyway, it was the first game that really like dealt with like the themes of horror, like in a psychological manner. Like the monsters are manifestations of James's like experiences and subconscious, and that you could really read into it. And at a young age, that really kind of left an impression on me. And this section, always remember this section, because I can't remember if you got it after your second playthrough or your third playthrough, but you get a chainsaw here on one of your later playthroughs, which made the game a lot easier, to be perfectly honest. So I could be running through this, but I want to talk, I want to chat, and I want to absorb this atmosphere. A lot of my Let's Plays, I always feel like I'm rushing through to try and get to a conclusion. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to start really enjoying and experiencing these games rather than just trying to get to the next section, which means that they might be a little bit longer, but if that's what they are, that's what they are. And actually on the back of that, we're just going to start moving away from games that have got, sorry, I'm just taking in all the sounds. Oh, it's amazing. I'm going to start moving away from games that have a longer kind of story to them, because I struggle to find the time to do recordings. So I'm going to start playing more indie type games, kind of like Still Wakes the Deep, which aren't anywhere near as long, but are quite fun, because I feel like they're not going to take up all the time on the channel. But there is still going to be the odd game like this one that we're going to play on the channel, but they're just going to be a little bit rarer. God, this sounds so good. It's giving me Blair Witch vibes. If you've not watched our playthrough of that, link in the description. It's an old one now, PlayStation 4, but it just got that vibe. Oh, that's what I wanted to check. Oh, so I got my maps. I got my letter from Mary. Nah, I was hoping to have a photo mode. I feel like this game would probably take away a little bit of the horror, but I love photo mode. I think it's something you can have a lot of fun with. So it's a shame that it doesn't, because I think this is just an environment that I could very happily just take pictures of. I do enjoy good photo mode in games. Ghost of Tsushima, I think, probably did it best, although I think Cyberpunk 2077 is also up there with some of the best photo modes out there. And I just enjoy it. Anyway, let's pick up the pace. Let's get to Silent Hill. We've talked, we've dawdled. Oh. Ooh, okay, so we can't get through that way. Our first puzzle. Went to town to get the window fixed. Spare keys in the drawer. Don't know why I felt like saying it like that, but I did. So, we were talking about the psychological effects of this game and the thought behind it, and I think it's one of them great.
Anyone in here?
I think it's one of them great things that it doesn't really matter what. Oh my god, that was a bit jarring. What's happening there? Couldn't recreate it. I think one of the great things about it is that it doesn't need any explanations, and it doesn't offer any explanations. It's just okay, soon. So you get to like make your own theories to what you think is occurring. And one of my it's a concept I've always enjoyed in films and games is time loops. And I like the idea of part of the punishment, because this is a punishment for James, and the part of his punishment I feel like is he's stuck in a time loop, which is why he can't leave. And I'll tell you, I'll mention it now, but I'll explain it more as we get later into the game. Again, assuming things stay the same, which I imagine they will. Okay, we're getting very close to town now. And again, I'm glad they've kept this kind of walk in, but I do feel like they kept it. I think they've increased actually the atmosphere a lot. Not only does it feel much more, again, PlayStation 2 had some fantastic games, and they really pushed the capabilities of the console at the time. And when you look back now, yeah, it looks a little bit laughable, but at the time, absolutely amazing. But you just can't beat this atmosphere. The way that everything feels real. But there was a bit where you walk into Silent Hill 2 before you even meet Pyramid Head, who again, one of my favourite characters in gaming. In gaming horror, Pyramid Head for me is one of those iconic just things that just again stuck with me for years. I actually have the figure of Pyramid Head. Link is in the description to the unboxing of that statue, which is based on him from this game, and he looks amazing. Absolutely, just looks stunning. But yeah, you can you hear the blade being dragged down. I'm kind of hoping that's here, because the first time you play the game, you don't really know that about him. So the sound is just unnerving, but you don't know why. And yeah, I will be talking a lot about the lore as far as I understand it. Again, I love the game, but I played it when I was a lot younger, so I've forgotten a lot, and a lot of it probably went over my head. Oh dear, there's 2 ways to go. Well, that way it looks blocked off, so we'll just check this out for anything interesting. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that some of the moments will be kept in this. And I'm glad though that they've updated it as well. My understanding of it is kind of like Resident Evil 2, where they keep the heart of the game, but they make it more updated for modern audiences. And I'm hoping for enough new stuff, but I still kind of waiting on those iconic moments. I say it's iconic for me. Is this a map? There we go. So we're not going to comment on anything. Right, where are we heading? Blue Creek Apartments, that's where we're going. So I'm hoping we'll get to the apartments this episode, but we'll see. If this first episode runs on a little bit longer, again, I can't put out videos more than an hour anyway. And I don't think I really want to do an episode that long, but if it goes to the 50-minute mark, well, appreciate if you do stay that long. Oh, no, not that one. Oh. So, right. Looks like it's going to town. So I'm going to investigate left a little bit, because like I said, I want to explore. I want to see more of this world. And I want to really, really take it in. And I will probably... really, it's just a dead end. I think this is just a game that I'm going to revisit a number of times once I finished it, just for myself, because it's just the best. Well, I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping it's going to live up to that expectation. It's just one of them games that just stays with me, like the first one, like the original one did. Sorry. Oh, we can come in. Interesting. I didn't actually think that was going to happen. But I do feel like they've missed an opportunity by not going for Silent Hill 1 because, again, my brother played it, but I never really played the first one. Ms. Cassandra, a customer came in today, ordered a mixed bouquet, red and white. I tried to explain it's bad luck, but he couldn't decide on just one. He seemed a bit off, looked at me like I wasn't even there. Then he just said, oh no, sorry, then he just left, said he'd be back to pick him up later. Just wanted to let you know, since I might be gone by then. Fair enough. Oh, hang on. Investigate and flip. No, there's nothing on the back. But I've got to remember to flip in the future because that might have something on it. And one of the things I enjoyed again about the original ones is that there was a lot of lore that wasn't connected to this story, but it just showed that there was more happening. So like the Walter Sullivan, I think it was the serial killer. Ooh.
What is this?
It's nothing, it's just rust. Okay, I know I've suddenly just changed my angle. You're looking down a little bit. You can see me a bit better now. Just trying something different. Was that maybe I was supposed to go that way? Where did the bloody trail end? Just stopped. Okay. Yeah, I love a good bit of world building, like just stuff that's happening kind of around you but doesn't affect you. I really think that's just an interesting mechanic in any kind of storytelling. So anyway, whilst we're wandering on, I expect we'll see something shortly, but I'll try and get it finished before we do see something. In fact, is this where we're going to see more blood? Yeah. More blood.
More of that
Stuff. Yeah, it doesn't look like blood. In the original, it looked very clearly like blood. This is almost like rust, which is interesting. So, of course, like any sane person, we follow the strange stuff to its source. Yeah, so going back to the time loop thing as well, one of the reasons I mention it is because I'm puzzled with Angela being in the graveyard. It's not something I thought of when I was younger, but what was she doing in the graveyard? Because there was no car that I could remember that says she's walked, and she's talking about the town like she knows about it. So has she been to the town, then wandered back to the graveyard, and then goes back to the town? Or have we met another version of Angela who is aware of something going wrong but can't quite think why? Because she's going around in a loop. Don't know. I like the theory of time being manipulated in any kind of horror story. Again, if you followed me in the channel, you'll know that. But that's just my kind of fun little take on it. Now, we're getting very close to what's going to be my big concern of this game.
Hey, wait.
All right, so before we get to that big complaint, noises. There it is. Oh, I love it. I don't remember that bit though. I am totally invested in this. I'm so glad I bought it. But yeah, my little concern that I'm noticing as I'm playing it is that first cutscene was seamless from cinematic to gameplay. I mean, I didn't even know I was back in control, where ever since then, every cutscene, it kind of fogs over white, and then the cutscene then fogs over white, back to... Ooh. And I don't like that. I'd rather it be a little bit more seamless, because again, there's no way that thing got away from us this easily, and yet it did. That's my current complaint with the cutscenes. It feels like it's stop-starts. I'd much rather, like if you watch The Last of Us Part 2, or even God of War, which all feels like one shot, it moves seamlessly from one to another. I prefer that. But my big concern that I'm hoping won't be founded when I'm playing the game, but just from watching cutscenes or trailers, is the combat. The combat is a big concern of mine. Now, I get James is not a fighter.
Hello?
Yeah, I would not be following this thing. It's clearly, even if it's human, unhinged. But yeah, we will follow it because why the hell not? But yeah, I get that he's not a trained fighter. So his use with a gun is not going to be like it is in Resident. There again with the jolting. It's not going to be how it was in Resident Evil. I get that. My problem wasn't that the character doesn't look like he knows what he's doing with a weapon. It's that there just seemed to be a disconnect between the attack and the hit. It wasn't selling it for me. Look around to find objects marked with white cloth. These are objects or traversals you can interact with. Oh, okay. Interesting. I like how they've done that. Right, can I just check something as well? Because in the cutscene, I keep saying cutscene, in the trailer, there was a bit where James was walking up towards a car and you briefly saw Pyramid Head in the reflection. And that was Lucky James, wasn't it? So I'm just trying to see that for myself, or if that was just something they put in for the trailer. I've not seen any save points as of yet. As in automatic saves, I've only seen these ones. Concerning. I'm hoping I can save as many times as I want, basically. God, this looks so good. I really, really hope it lives up. So far, it's given me everything I wanted. The graphics look great. I'm a little bit put off with... Ooh, we'll take some of that. I'm a little bit put off with some of the... I don't need a health drink. Stop toying me with a health drink, I'm not hurt. Some of the graphics, like the elemental particles, I'm a little put off with, and I felt like some of the facial animations, the lip sync's not quite lined up. These are nitpicks, these are not complaints that I'm noticing so far. I know, I remember this from the gameplay trailer. That's why I was checking to see if that thing was already laying on the floor. It wasn't. So here we go. Let's see if this is better than I thought it was going to be. I kind of like the new design of these with like almost like bolted into the straitjacket, where before it also looked like a flesh kind of quilt, but now it looks like someone's actually been like stitched into it almost. I like how his first instinct is to beat it together and see if it's someone in the back. Okay, how do I attack? Oh, just R2. Oh, that felt right there. Oh my god. Kicking my ass! Oh my god! Okay. Okay.
Whatever it is, it's not human.
Yeah, definitely not human. Couldn't be someone being stitched into a skin suit against their will. Ah, much better. Okay. Combat wasn't too bad. That, again, it definitely feels better now. I still, again, there was that much happening on screen. I felt like, you just put that in your pocket, did you? Again, get that PlayStation 2 era, and I'd kind of like some kind of recognition as to where you've just put a big wooden 2x4, but I guess we're not going to get that. So yeah, we'll see as we go on, but that actually wasn't too bad, that combat. So that makes me feel a bit better already. Ooh, health. Syringe, yeah. There's a syringe in an abandoned, dirty apartment. So of course, if I feel a little under the weather, I'm going to stick that in my arm. James. I see. That was nice. That felt more of a seamless transition to a cutscene. You're still not decided where you think she might be. He doesn't have much to say about things, though, does he? You're not going to comment on it even now? Okay, fine. James, be that way. Be that way. Have I got muck all over my coat now? Oh, that's cool. I like that as well. I'm really, really happy with this so far.
Where are you, Mary?
So this is the mirror reflection that people said you could see Pyramid Head in. That definitely looks like James at the moment. So maybe people lied, but maybe when I swing my stick, nope, that definitely just looked like me. So how's it going to know which health one to take? I'm assuming the syringe is more potent than the bottle, or vice versa. Yeah, I love how he just casually just puts that in his pocket every time though. Still cracking me up. Yeah, so far I'm really happy. What is that? Oh, okay. Okay, we're not gonna comment on the body on the floor. Really? Well, anyway, this is taking me earlier to what I was going to talk about with the time loop. Is that looks suspiciously like our character. The same jacket design with the little, I can't really point it out because I can't, but that little bit in the middle of his coat, so kind of here, if let's see if I've lined that up properly. Here on the back of his coat is the same as what that guy's got on his coat. The shoes, although look a lot darker, look the same. And oh, the satchel. Satchel's new though. But yeah, and I feel like we come across a lot of bodies in this game who all resemble James. Or are these all attempts that James had? If you're reading this, leave. This place is not what it seems. Sometimes you just have to look behind. Run away, 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 run away. So we are up here. So Neely's bar. So right and then left. Or we could go straight on, but we're going to go right and then left. Let's get to Neely's bar. Let's see what Neely's bar. Fucking hell. Jesus, okay, that was, that got me. Yeah, because that's normal. I'm really enjoying this. Let's save. Now again, one of the great things about this game as well is your best option is usually to not fight, just avoid. That's what we're going to do with that guy over there. Or gal. Because a lot of the monsters, it's like an erection that they just see something, just that wood just slowly appears like that. That just looked bizarre. Oh, recognize these from the trailers. That looks so good. Have I already taken my right? I think I have. So yeah, the best option is to avoid combat anyway. But yeah, all the monsters, with the exception of Pyramid Head, are supposed to be examples of James's sexual frustration. Or connections to his late wife. Where'd he go? Oh, you fast little bastard! You kick the shit out of you! Yeah, see, she's got the high heels on. I can't quite remember what that one was supposed to represent, but it's supposed to represent something. It's lost on me. But again, all the monsters are supposed to have some kind of connection. Right, where are we? Oh, we're here. Oh, we made it. We ignore him over there. Oh, very nice. It's open. There was a hole here. It's gone now. I remember that from the original, but I don't remember it being in here. I actually don't remember this bar. I remember a bar, but not this bar. It's a jukebox, baby. I don't remember this at all. Oh, is this a puzzle? Oh, okay. I wonder what that's for.
So guys, not to worry, I've just paused the footage here. Your screen hasn't frozen, but it's a lot easier for me to record a voiceover after the fact than to type it all out on screen. So when recording this episode, I actually went on for another 10 minutes or so. I've been to an apartment building, done some puzzles, and then returned to Neely's bar. And that actually made this episode way too long. And on the flip side, I've already recorded a second episode that I felt was too short. So by cutting this video here, I end up with two decent length videos rather than one that's too long and one that's too short. Of course, at the time of recording, I didn't realize that I was going to do this. So the outro for this one and the intro for the next video aren't going to make much sense. So I just thought I'd give a little quick voiceover to explain that. And now we can return to the original outro.
So I'm going to head back to the apartment. We'll try and figure out what on earth I've done wrong. Try and find that rest of that final piece and then come back here. But I think I'll do that between episodes because I don't feel like much is going to happen. But if it does, then I'll be recording it anyway so you can see it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Sorry, a little bit longer than usual, but I knew the first one was going to be. So I really hope you enjoyed this this playthrough. I hope you stick with it throughout because I'm so excited to play this game. And I'll catch you all in the next episode, which is coming soon. Bye.